Alright guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be how to waterproof your boots. And it's a question that I get a lot over on Instagram, so you can go follow me there. But as a boot enthusiast and a boot lover, I always say, even if your boots are Goodyear welted and they can resist water, I still think the best thing to do is to waterproof them to ensure that they last a long time. And for me, a big problem is just they stink if they get wet. So I'm going to show you a great product that I found on my own, honestly, for a few dollars on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, and you guys can buy it, and hopefully that'll waterproof your boots so you don't have to worry about water seeping into your boots, and you can stay dry. So I got my Blundstones here. We're going to be waterproofing these, and I'll show you how to apply it the right way. That's really important. Just go step by step, and then at the end, I'll show you a little before and after to see how it did. All right, so the product is called Nick Wax. That's really the brand. And they make a bunch of different products. I actually stumbled upon this. I think I was searching about a year ago on YouTube, and their video came up. Their own video came up on YouTube, and I decided to give it a shot. So this is the waterproofing wax for leather, and what makes it waterproofing is the wax content in it. So I'm not even sure, honestly, how they do it. But there's some sort of liquid wax involved in some chemical process that I'm not sure about. But basically, it's kind of like a liquid form, and when you rub it in, that wax basically coats a thin layer on top of your boots, on top of leather. All right, so the first step, I already did this, but just dust off your boots, get all the dust and dirt that might be caught in welts or anything. It happens to be the Blundstones don't have a welt there where the sole attaches to the upper. But make sure that when you condition, you don't want to really mix the conditioner with any dirt and grime so it gets like really embedded into the leather. So just make sure they're clean, dust them off, and then you'll be ready to apply. So here we go. Basically, it's going to come with like a sponge tip applicator, and I don't actually like using, this is my rule that I've discovered after applying this many times. Yeah, you can see how it's very liquidy almost, and so you have to shake it and really mix it around when it's in the bottle. I already did that, but it's still very liquidy. So just be careful. And what I do is mix it in my hands, in my fingers a little bit, and then just go in and apply it to leather. And you'll see even with this not even soaking in, it almost like beads upon itself because of that waxy content. So just make sure, take your time, be a little patient, and just apply it thoroughly throughout the boot. I like to go in a circular motion just because I like the way it feels, and to me it allows me to know that I went through every crack and crevice, especially on the creases on the upper where your toe is, just to make sure you get every nook and cranny in the boot. So I really should use the lighter boot in this case because Nick Wax does say that it could darken the leather a bit. And I'm using right here a stout brown, which is pretty much the darkest brown I've ever seen on a boot from Blundstone. So you can't really see if it's darkening that much. I have used them on other boots in the past and didn't really see darkening, so it could just be a disclaimer. But just bear that in mind. Test it out on a certain area, on a minute area of the boot before you apply fully to the whole thing. Okay, so it took just a few minutes. I really recommend it. It's a lifesaver for anybody who wants to prolong the life of their boots and stay dry. And specifically, I wanted to recommend that if you go hiking with leather boots, definitely use it every time you go hiking. Just put a coat on, and this way you'll stay dry in mud and wet and rivers and stuff. That's gonna do it. Don't forget, if you want to buy it, it's in the description below on Amazon. And again, just be careful if you're using lighter leather to test it out beforehand to make sure it doesn't darken it too much. All right, without further ado, here's the before and after. So that's gonna do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Follow me on Instagram for fashion tips and all things Menchie. Check out my blog too. It'll be in the description, and I'll see you guys later.